She felt it before she saw him. Amy was standing at the edge of the fields, the wind brushing against her face when her heart skipped a beat. Something was off. Something was coming. Or rather, someone. And just like that, the impossible happened. A figure stepped out from the trees, familiar, silent, and real. Borden had returned. But how could this be? Everyone saw him go. Amy had buried her pain. She had finally begun to move on. But there he was, as if no time had passed, standing at the edge of her world once again. It all started like any normal morning at Heartland Ranch. The sun rose slowly behind the mountains, casting a warm orange light over the fields. Amy was brushing Spartan, but her mind was elsewhere. She kept glancing toward the woods, distracted, her fingers moving slowly through the horse's mane. Something felt different. Not wrong. Just different. That quiet feeling in the air, like something was waiting. Later, while having breakfast with Jack, Lou, and Lisa, Amy remained quiet. She barely touched her food. Lisa noticed first, gently asking if Amy was okay. Amy shrugged, saying she'd had a strange dream the night before. Ty was in it. He was laughing with Lindy by the river, holding her hand. Amy woke up with tears on her cheeks. She didn't say it out loud, but the dream felt more real than anything she'd felt in a long time. As the day went on, more signs appeared. Lindy was playing in the barn when she suddenly looked toward the open door and smiled. "Daddy's here," she whispered softly. Amy froze. Jack turned slowly, but no one was there, or at least no one they could see. Amy kneeled and asked Lindy what she meant. Lindy simply said, "He smiled at me. He's coming soon." That evening, Amy found something strange near the back of the property. It was Ty's old red hoodie, the one he used to wear during morning chores. It wasn't dusty. It wasn't covered in hay or cobwebs. It looked clean, almost freshly washed. Her hands shook as she picked it up. She hadn't seen that hoodie in years. It was like it had just been dropped there. Amy clutched it to her chest and closed her eyes. Later that night, Amy stood alone by the river, the same one from her dream. The moon reflected off the water as she whispered into the darkness, "Are you out there, Ty?" There was no answer, but the wind shifted. The trees rustled in reply. In that moment, something deep in her heart told her he was near, and not just in spirit. Meanwhile, Lou had gone through old boxes in the attic and found a framed photo of Ty holding baby Lindy. She brought it down for Amy, thinking it might be comforting. But when Amy looked at it, her face went pale. "This photo wasn't in black and white before," she murmured. The picture had changed. Ty's face looked slightly older, just barely, but the change was there. And no one could explain. The next day, things only got stranger. One of the horses broke free from the pen. Amy saddled up Spartan and rode after it, but something drew her deep into the woods, far from the usual trails. The trees thickened. The air grew colder. And then she stopped. There was a man standing by a tree, his back turned to her. She called out, "Hey, do you need help?" The man didn't move. Slowly, he turned around. Amy's breath caught in her throat. It was Ty. Her world spun. Her fingers gripped Spartan's reins so tight her knuckles turned white. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. Ty didn't speak either. He just looked at her, eyes filled with quiet sadness and something else. Hope. Amy stepped down from Spartan, her knees shaky. "Ty?" she whispered. He nodded. Amy dropped to her knees, overwhelmed with emotion. Ty walked closer, knelt beside her, and reached out. The moment his hand touched hers, Amy burst into tears. Her heart couldn't believe it, but her soul knew it was real. Ty was home, and nothing would ever be the same again. No one speaks at first. Time seems to freeze as Amy stares into the eyes of the man she thought she had lost forever. Ty doesn't rush toward her. He just kneels beside her, letting the silence say what words cannot. The soft wind brushes against them. The trees creak gently above. and even Spartan lowers his head, as if sensing something sacred in this reunion. Amy lifts a trembling hand to touch Ty's face. Her fingers stop just short of his cheek, afraid that if she touches him he might disappear like a dream. But he doesn't. Her hand makes contact. Warm, solid, real. She gasps, half in shock, half in relief. "You're here," she whispers, almost afraid to say it aloud. Ty smiles faintly. "I never stopped trying to get back," he says softly. They sit there for a long time, both of them overwhelmed. Tears fall freely down Amy's face. Her heart is pounding so hard, she can barely hear anything else. All those nights she cried herself to sleep. The years of raising Lindy alone, the silent moments of staring at the stars wondering why. All of it floods back. But now it mixes with something new. Hope. As they slowly walk back toward the ranch together, Amy can hardly believe what's happening. Ty's steps are slower than she remembers. His body is leaner, more tired-looking, and his eyes hold a depth of pain she doesn't understand yet. He's the same man but different, changed, marked by something no one else can see. They don't speak much. It's as if they both know the words will come later. Right now, presence is enough. When they reach the front porch of the house, Jack is sitting in his usual spot with a mug in his hand. He sees Amy coming up the path and casually looks up, but then freezes. The mug drops from his hand and shatters on the wood. Jack's mouth opens, but no sound escapes. Lisa steps out behind him and gasps so sharply she nearly faints. "Jack," Amy says, her voice breaking. "It's Ty." Jack stands up slowly, gripping the porch railing to steady himself. His old hands shake as he stares at the man in front of him. Ty steps forward, removes his hat, and looks Jack in the eyes. "Sorry for making you wait, Grandpa," Ty says quietly. Jack crosses the porch in 3 steps and pulls Ty into the tightest hug. It's rough and full of years of grief and longing. The old man sobs against Ty's shoulder, not caring who sees. Amy turns away, wiping her tears, but they just keep coming. Inside the house, Lou hears the commotion and rushes out with Katie. She sees Ty and stops dead in her tracks. Her face goes pale. "No, this isn't real," she says. "It is," Amy replies. "He's home." And then Lindy appears in the doorway. Her tiny voice is soft but sure. "Daddy?" Ty crouches down and opens his arms. "Hey, sweet pea." Lindy runs straight into his embrace. He picks her up and hugs her tight, closing his eyes as she presses her face against his neck. That moment breaks everyone. Even Lou, the practical one, begins to cry. But the moment is not without confusion. Questions swirl in everyone's mind. How is Ty alive? Where has he been? Why did he come back now? But no one dares ask yet. Not now. Not when he's finally home. That night, Ty sits quietly in the living room, wrapped in a warm blanket. The fireplace crackles. Amy sits beside him, holding his hand. He finally speaks again. "I can't explain everything yet, but something pulled me back. I had to see you. I had to see her." Amy leans against him. "We waited. Even when we didn't know it, we waited." Ty looks down at Lindy asleep on the couch beside them. "She brought me back," he says. "I heard her." Amy stares at him. "You heard her?" Ty nods. "In the dark. In the quiet. I was somewhere far. But her voice, her laugh, it reached me." Outside, the stars shine over Heartland. Inside, the family sits together again. Ty is back. Somehow, impossibly, he found his way home. But this return is just the beginning. It didn't take long for the world to react. The second Ty Borden stepped back onto Heartland Ranch. It wasn't just Amy's world that changed. It was every fan's. The news spread like wildfire across social media. "Ty is back" started trending within hours. Fans posted clips, slowed down scenes and screenshots, zooming in on every facial expression, every tear, every hug. And the big question rose louder than ever. How? No explanation came in the episode. No flashback. No voiceover. Nothing from Ty himself beyond a few vague words. That silence left fans reeling and theorizing. Reddit exploded with threads. Some believed Ty had never died at all. They pointed out that in season 14 we never actually saw his burial, just the aftermath. He was in witness protection, one fan claimed. Or maybe he was captured and escaped. Or maybe he crossed into some spiritual realm and found a way back. The comments piled up with wild guesses, but all shared the same heartbeat. Relief. The pain of losing Ty had been deep. Seeing him alive again healed something, even if no one could explain why. Others dove deeper. They examined Amy's dreams, Lindy's sudden connection, and the strange signs leading up to Ty's return. It's not just a plot twist, it's spiritual, one fan wrote. Heartland has always been about more than horses. It's about healing, love, and things we don't understand. Many started calling Lindy the bridge between worlds. She's the reason he came back, said another. Children have a way of reaching places adults can't. And then came the emotional posts. Fans shared their personal stories, how they cried when Ty died, how Heartland helped them through loss. Some said they watched Ty's return with their families and felt something lift inside them. It's like he came back for all of us, one comment read. For everyone who's ever lost someone they loved and wished they could have just one more moment. But not everyone felt peace. Some were confused. Are we supposed to just accept this? No explanation? Others asked. They wanted answers, not just emotions. Still, even those voices softened after seeing Amy and Ty together. Again. The chemistry between them was untouched by time. That hug on the porch, that look in her eyes. It wasn't just acting. It was a reunion years in the making. One scene in particular had fans sobbing. Lindy placing her small hand on Ty's chest and whispering, "Your heart is loud." Simple words, but so powerful. That moment was replayed millions of times. People interpreted it in different ways. Some said it meant Ty's heart was alive all along. Others thought it was symbolic, showing that love and connection never really die. Fan theories soon turned toward the future. What does this mean for Amy? For the family? Some believe Ty's return is temporary, that he's here to guide Amy and Lindy before fading again. Others are hopeful this is permanent, a full return that leads to a new chapter. One of the most discussed theories online is that Ty was part of a greater plan, some spiritual journey where he had to learn something before being allowed to come back. A few even speculated that Heartland is preparing a deeper arc that explores life after death, second chances, and the bond between souls that can't be broken. Beyond the theories, there was one shared feeling: gratitude. Gratitude to the showrunners for giving Ty another moment. Gratitude to the actors for pouring real emotion into every frame. And gratitude to the story itself for reminding everyone why they loved Heartland in the first place. It wasn't just a twist. It was a gift. Ty's return didn't just break the internet. It healed something in it, but healing is just the start. As fans continue to cry, guess, and hope, the next episode promises more. And whatever it reveals, one thing is clear: Heartland has found its heart again. Everything has changed. Ty Borden's return isn't just a dramatic twist. It's the emotional earthquake Heartland never warned us about. But now that the dust is starting to settle, a bigger question remains. What happens next? This return isn't simple. It's layered, deep, complicated. Ty isn't the same man who left. His eyes are heavier. His silence speaks louder than his words. And while Amy, Jack, Lou, and Lindy are trying to accept the miracle in front of them, there's an invisible weight behind every moment they share. Ty may have found his way back, but what did it cost him? Some fans believe we're about to enter Heartland's boldest chapter yet, one filled with emotional tension, recovery, and rediscovery. Ty is physically here, but emotionally, spiritually, It's clear he's carrying something dark, something painful. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's a memory he can't share. Or maybe it's a secret he's not ready to reveal. And what about Amy? Her journey over the past seasons has been one of strength, growth, and learning how to stand on her own. She rebuilt her life without Ty, not because she wanted to, but because she had to. Now she stands at a crossroads. Does she open her heart, again fully? Or does the fear of losing him all over again keep her guarded? Then there's Lindy, the heart of this arc. Her connection to Ty is unlike anything we've seen. Children often feel what adults cannot, and Lindy seemed to sense Ty's presence long before anyone else. Could it be that her love, her innocence, somehow pulled him back? Or is there something even greater at play? Something Heartland is slowly preparing to reveal. The family dynamic is also about to shift. Lou will question reality. Jack will try to stay strong, but be haunted by what Ty's return truly means. Lisa, always the calm soul, may be the one who starts asking the hardest questions. And Georgie? Will she return to see her adopted brother back from the beyond? One thing is for sure. Answers will not come easily. From a storytelling point of view, Heartland has now opened the door to something entirely new. For nearly 2 decades, the series was grounded in emotional realism, everyday life, and healing through love and community. Ty's return feels like the beginning of a more spiritual, soul-searching narrative, one that blends the heart of the show with something mystical and mysterious. And it's not just about how he returned, it's about why. Could this be part of a larger season arc, one that slowly reveals where Ty has been, what he experienced, and what unfinished business brought him home? Some believe we'll see flashbacks, visions, or even scenes from Ty's time away, whether in another land, another realm, or another state of being. Others think his return may be temporary, a gift of time before something greater pulls him away again. But there's also a powerful possibility. This is the start of a second chance. Ty and Amy rediscovering their bond. Lindy growing up with both her parents. Jack watching the boy he raised become a father again. These aren't just emotional payoffs, they're promises of growth, love, and resilience. As for the fans, they're buckled in, hearts wide open. Speculation runs wild, but one feeling overrides all the noise. Hope. Hope that this return brings healing. Hope that it opens a path to deeper storytelling. Hope that Heartland once again reminds us why it's more than a show. It's a feeling. And with episode 2 already teasing new emotional turns, a strange letter arriving at the ranch, a visitor who claims to know where Ty has been, the next chapter is bound to leave us breathless. Ty Borden is home. But the journey is just beginning.